What is happening, YouTube? How y'all doing today? It is late on a Monday evening. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We'll get to why it's so late, but not a whole lot going on. But we'll get into all that. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. My name is Joe. If you've not been with me before, just your average Joe. Been reselling full time on eBay for about 8-ish years, but been buying and selling stuff on eBay since 2000. So long time. Been around a while. uh, was around when the old days of money orders and checks and third party payment platforms before PayPal was even a thing. So anyway, appreciate you guys hanging with me today or tonight rather. It's late on a Monday evening. Been pretty busy today. Started off with me and my wife deciding to just kind of spur of the moment go get a whole bunch of stuff for the garden and get the garden ready and start getting that hammered out. So we got spent several hours today getting that done. And then just one thing after another today. So I did not get a chance to get any of my eBay stuff done, but it is 2 o'clock in the morning. As long as I get my labels done by 3 o'clock in the morning, because eBay's on Pacific time, I'll be good to go. Get them out tomorrow, and everything will be fine. So I won't have to stress about late shipments or anything because we've already had that discussion. And although I could still potentially get a late shipment, chances are I'll be good. So that being said, had a pretty decent weekend. Hopefully your weekend was good. Had a decent weekend. We had a total of 9 sales. Now, granted, some stuff sold today, so technically this is through all day Monday at this point. But between Friday when I got off, I think I was on with you guys Friday, I believe. If not, between Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and all day today. So 3.5-ish, almost 4 days, 3.5-ish days. 9 sales for 555.52. Not great, not bad. I'm good with it. Um, you know, that's can't not quite $200 a day on average, but if you've been with me before, that's where I want to be is $200 a day on average. So not quite where I want to be, but not too far off. So that's the sales. We'll go over sales. I'll pull orders here shortly. Not a whole lot's happening in my neck of the woods. That Xbox resold. That parts and repair Xbox resold again for $18 plus shipping. So that worked out well. But yeah, not a whole lot happening on this neck of the woods. I don't have really any drama happening on eBay. Things are kind of quiet over here. Things are just kind of plugging along little by little. I really haven't put much up on eBay over the past 4 days, 5 days almost now. So, shame on me, but yeah. So not a ton being put up, but we're still having steady sales. So I can't complain. I just finished off my helmet. If you guys have been with me before, I do autographed football helmets on Facebook Live. I've been doing that for almost 7 years now. I've been crushing on that side of the business. So I've got my eBay side of the business, then I got my memorabilia side of my business where I go live on Facebook. If you guys want to join my group, it's called BTG East Coast. Again, that's BTG East Coast. Just search it up on Facebook and you'll see me there. I'm also on other platforms, but I go live on Facebook. But if you search me up on TikTok, you'll see, kind of what I do or the stuff that I have. But I'm not really active on Facebook or TikTok much. I'm pretty much live all the time on Facebook. So it's a private group. You do have to request to join. But anyway, been crushing over there. So I've said this now for the past really since about January, man. This has been going on since like January, which is great. I'm not complaining, but business has been going really well on my memorabilia side of the house. So I haven't had to focus and hustle as much on the eBay side of the house, which I've said it before in older videos. If you've been with me for a while, my memorabilia business is my bread and butter. It always has been. Now, obviously, we went through a time last year where we were struggling on that side of the house, so I had to pick up eBay. And as you know, last year I crushed eBay. If you were with me last year, I was doing this all the time. 2024, I was on here pretty much almost every day throughout the week. I was hustling. I made the most I've ever made, not ever made, but I made one of the higher. It was one of the more profitable years for me on eBay. Pretty much knocked on the door of $100,000. Now, granted, that's before expenses and fees and blah blah blah, taxes and all that kind of stuff. But my, you know, that was pretty good, considering, I had to do that. I had to make up the difference for the other side of my memorabilia business, because I was, to put things in perspective. Um, I have to basically move. Um, we count them in boxes. So, a box is a helmet. So I have to move approximately, in order for me to be successful and do what I need to be doing and make the money I need to be making, on that side of the house. I need to be moving at least 3 helmets a night. Two is like bare minimum. Three is, I'm things are sustainable. Two is kind of like, so we'll just say between 2 and 3, 2 or 3 at least a night. Is and we were last year, we were, some nights I'd be doing one or two, and it's like, I wouldn't even hit 3. My average for a week would be like 2.7 a day or 2.4 a day, and it was dismal. It was dismal because it was like, 2 is just kind of like, things are not going so well, and 3 kind of puts you at a point where, okay, we're making some money, we're good, we're okay. Obviously I want to do more than that and make even more money, but now, just for example, since January, I'm probably averaging like 6 or 7 a day. So we've tripled or doubled, over doubled, almost tripled. I'm thinking I'm like 7 point something. I can probably actually look it up here. I've got everything at 10, but it doesn't matter. You guys aren't. I'm already rambling enough. You guys aren't probably caring about all that. But I'm saying all that to say, I've doubled in getting close to almost tripling. 2.4 up to 7 point something. Doubling, almost tripling my volume. So, um, things are going well. Things are going very well on that side of the house. And so, again, that's why the eBay's been faltering and why I haven't been hustling as much, haven't been on here as much as I should be. It's just kind of, I think, natural when something is working and clicking and things are doing what they need to do. Your focus is more there. I'm more entrenched in that because I'm making more money there than I would do over here. I mean, I'm just being honest. And that's the way it's always been. I've always done this to supplement and make extra. And so it's just last year we did so bad. I really had to pick it up, man. Like, I was relying on eBay for sure, where I don't necessarily, uh, based on my volume now, I could almost say I don't need eBay, but I'll never do that because it's always good to have a residual, even if I'm only doing. Right now, my 90-day total on eBay is like 14 grand and some change, right? So my 90-day total is like, which is low. All last year I was sitting at like 20 plus, 25 plus. Hell, there was a couple of times early last year I was sitting at almost the 30s. It was crazy. So I'm like at half of what I was last year. So I'm anticipating maybe doing 50, 60,000 this year on eBay. Obviously that's not including expenses, taxes, or shipping, blah, 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 fees. So I might clear 30, 40 grand, 35, give or take, which is, again, nothing to sneeze at. It's it's just, extra and helps. So, supplements my income on my football helmet side of the business. So anyway, um, there's that. I'm rambling at this point. Let's go ahead and start the day like normally. Again, it is late. Like I said, it is 2 o'clock in the morning, and I gotta get this stuff packed and shipped by 3. So I do need to kind of hurry up a little bit here. Let's go ahead and get into. You know what? Let's go ahead and get into just sales, and I'll pack while I'm with you guys. Why not, right? So the first thing that sold was that the Xbox One S, which came back on a return, which was a parts and repair return. If you were with me before, it was a parts and repair item. And normally I put no returns on parts and repair items, but unfortunately I forgot to do it on this one. And so it came back For some reason, the person changed their mind. I don't really know why. But I'm going to repack this thing because they didn't pack it well. And it's moving around in here. And that's not ideal. So I'm going to repack this thing. In fact, I'm not even going to use that. I'm just going to use some paper because it's already partially repaired, right? So, and then that moves me into packing materials, right? So let's go ahead and start talking about packing materials. Why not, right? So I do use, and this is controversial, and I'm sure I'll get somebody on here trolling me about it because I have before. I do use padded envelopes from the post office. So that's one thing, you know, you may or may not agree with, but I do use padded envelopes from the post office. So there's that. I also use, I buy big bulk of paper. Keep this thing from moving around. Okay. Gonna be a little loud here. I use packing paper. I usually buy it in a, I don't know what this is, like a 50-pound or 40-pound, 50-pound container, or 50-pound at a time. That gray packing paper. I think it's 50 pounds at a time. So there's that. I do use that. I swear by, and I know I still haven't gotten a dispenser. I use my teeth. But anyway, I have the crazy thing is I have a dispenser upstairs, a tape dispenser upstairs for my football helmet boxes, but I don't use one for my eBay stuff. Don't ask me why. I don't have a rhyme or reason, but that's that. So 3-inch tape. I do use 3-inch tape. It is a lifesaver. I buy it in like, I don't know, 50, how many rolls were in there? 30 maybe, 30 some rolls, 40 rolls at a time. I do buy those from eBay. Yeah, so I do buy American bubble wrap right there from American Bubble Boy. Seems to be the best price I can get for bubble wrap is that. So I do that. Let's see. As far as other packing, I always get paper bags when I go grocery shopping. So so I use like these Food Line bags. So whatever. Actually, do I have any down here? Yeah. So like Food Line bags that we shop at Food Line, and so I'll get like Food Line brown paper bags. Have those available. So I do get a bunch of those. I do have a bunch of these. I don't use them anymore. The priority mailboxes. I haven't used a priority mailbox in so long. But I do have them still. I could probably get rid of these and have some extra space here, honestly. And even down here, all on the bottom down underneath my desk, I've got a bunch of priority boxes that I used to use before they switched over to Ground Advantage. Man, I use priority all the time. The flat rate boxes, the regional boxes, and all that kind of stuff. But now with Ground Advantage, I don't have to use any of that. So yeah, packing materials. Brown paper bags, I always get them. The white paper, I get it in bulk. American Bubble Boy for bubble wrap. Boxes. When it comes to boxes, honestly, just from what we get, and then I have my parents and my wife's parents and my neighbor all pretty much feed me boxes occasionally throughout the year. I do buy some in bulk, like these. What are these? I think these are like 8x8x8. I use these occasionally for some smaller stuff. But that's about it as far as boxes and how I get boxes. I don't really spend much money on boxes. I usually get a bunch of boxes. In fact, I have a ton of boxes in my garage because of that. I get padded envelopes. I usually get these from eBay as well, padded envelopes. And then I also order, if you have a store on eBay, depending on your store level, you get like X amount of dollars for materials per quarter. And in fact, I haven't even done mine for this quarter yet. So just a reminder to everybody, if you haven't done your quarterly eBay, purchase for your store for materials and used your credits that they give you, make sure you do that. Of course, these are going to fall, aren't they? So mine, I typically buy these size envelopes, the smaller ones, which are good for video games. That's usually the next thing I purchase. They're usually like $35 for 200, and eBay is giving me a $25 quarterly shopping spree. Woohoo! Again, it depends on your store level. I've got like the basic store, so that's what mine is. I heard if you go, the higher up you go, the more they give you. But make sure you get it every quarter. So April 1st started the new quarter. So make sure you take advantage of getting your free. If you have a store front on eBay, make sure you're taking advantage of. Because I went probably a year or more without taking advantage of getting, the $25 toward supplies that I should, whether it's tape or whatever the case is. But these are, they're labeled eBay. Labeled eBay on the bottom corner. Of course, they're getting some free advertising there too, but nonetheless, just food for thought. If you haven't done it, make sure you do it. Anyway, that's about it when it comes to packing materials. I get my boxes pretty much free. I get a lot of my packing material free because I reuse a lot of packing materials, like a lot of padded envelopes that I get in the mail and stuff. I'll keep those and reuse those. A lot of bubble wrap, like this box was full of bubble wrap. This box was full of bubble wrap. I've used it all recently. So these are all boxes just sitting over here, just all different size boxes. I've got a whole bunch of boxes sitting in here. Some are broke down, some are not. I got a bunch of boxes in between here, which are bigger boxes, like this kind of, like, I don't know when I'll ever use this, but it's tucked away. It's like a real long box. You know what I mean? Like I may never use this thing, but you never know what you come across, and you never know if you will. And so I just I have a few oddly shaped or large boxes that are broke down in this void here. Like I said, you never know when you'll come across a box that you need. And that's half the battle with packing stuff, is just having the right size box. So anyway, hopefully that helps a little bit. 3M tape is, I swear by 3M tape though. But nonetheless, we're at 9 pounds. 9 pounds on this one. So that's going back out. Somebody grabbed that. So there's that. 9 pounds. Good to go. That is going to Arizona. So what I do here, Ground Advantage to Arizona is going to cost $19.91 or $18.91. I don't want to pay that because I did flat rate $15 on the shipping. So I'm going to go FedEx Ground Economy. You can just click and drag down. You can see the rates for your other options. So Ground Economy, there's a FedEx 8 minutes from my house by Jersey Mike's. If you've been with me before, I love Jersey Mike's. Let me make sure my mic's on. Cool. So I will run up. I usually run up there almost every day anyway to grab some lunch. So I will drop that off there. And shipping was $15. It's going to be $12, $13. So there you go. I'm in the green when it comes to shipping. And I think part of that is this too. Let me make sure. Yeah. All right. Good deal. All right. So the next thing that sold, and again, that was the white Xbox One S or One that was white Xbox One that was parts and repair only. And I turned off returns on it and put in the description, untested as is for parts repair. Don't even know if there's a hard drive in it, because I don't know if the guy before me or the guy that bought it from me and then returned it to me took out the hard drive, for all I know. I have no idea. So I put down, not sure if there's even a hard drive in there. Don't know if it loads or reads discs. Untested, nasty condition. It's all janky. It's broke. It's cracked in the front. I put all that stuff in the details. And there you go. Somebody's going to play with it and try to get that thing working or use parts off of it. Next thing that sold was a GameCube, Indigo GameCube. Indigo GameCube sold for $220. Now these sit for a little while, but they normally sell pretty good. They just sit for a little bit. I guess that's like, it's kind of like, well, if it sits for a little bit, does it sell well? Well, yeah, it sells well because the Indigo sell the best. So let me, I guess, rephrase that. The Indigo GameCube sell the best. They may sit for a month or so, but they typically will get a premium out of them. And that's exactly what happened here. Sold it for $220. Let me find this thing though. Wii U or GameCube Indigo. There it is. It's my last GameCube too, man. I need to go shopping and get me some more GameCubes. So all the other colors, silver and black, don't get as much love as the Indigo. Like normally a black or silver with a bunch of games and stuff. Well, not a bunch of games, but would get like 140. But anyway, GameCube, 2 Indigo controllers. One is a real one. One is a knockoff. A few games, nothing crazy. You know, Rogue Squadron, Shrek, and then 2 sports games or NASCAR. Again, nothing crazy. I think there is another game in here. It goes back to, you know, put filler games in, because even though I don't have any big titles in here, Desert Storm, and Madden, you know, so junk games, junk, whatever, just shit games, excuse my language, but you know, but it sells. Got a memory card and everything. So there's your Indigo GameCube. If you don't know the Indigo, get the most. So yeah, Indigo is the way to go on GameCubes because you get the most out of them. All right, let me go ahead and pack this thing up. So normally what I like to do is give myself a nice bed to lay on when I'm packing these things. So I don't know if you can see. Let me tilt this down a bit so y'all can kind of see, I guess, a little bit on what I'm doing. But I like to give myself a nice bed to lay my stuff on. So I will like triple that up, or what is that? A little bit more. Maybe get a little bit more here. Okay. So I'm about, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 layers deep in bubble wrap. And then, you know what? Let me get another couple layers. I feel like that's not quite where it needs to be. There we go. All right. So we're about 8 layers thick. Throw it in right in the middle. And then what I do is I've got some whatever filler paper, and I fill around. So we got no shake. Some more filler paper. And a little bit more. Actually, this is a... Okay, some filler paper, get you another couple sheets, and then I just kind of lay over and start just wrapping up my stuff, basically. cords I don't really mess with. These discs. These discs I think I'm going to put in the games and put a thing in here with it. There we go. And then put a... So I'm just using the existing games, putting some padding in there too so they're not moving around. So basically this, like Shrek, I'm putting in the other game. So it kind of clicks, but not really. But then I just put that little foam piece over it, so that way they're not going to move around in there. So that's done. And then I can get a little bit more bubble. Oh boy! Oh, that's tragic. Oh, that's tragic. That's a. Oh man. Oh, there's that. I'm not gonna say that's the first time that's happened, but oh, that's a mess. Fun time. What is this? Oh, that's... What is that? That's a... Man, that sucks. I got these guys everywhere. I've been meaning to use these, but I forgot they were even up there, to be honest with you. A whole box full of peanuts fell. So that's going to be a fun cleanup. They're all over the place. Man. Literally all over the place. Oh, yeah. This I really shouldn't even have up here. Is there another thing? Yep, there is right here. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Man, that was tragic. That's not what I need to happen right now. You know what? We're gonna put that there. And this, we can put this up here. And this we don't need. All right, I'll take care of that little by little. All right. Man, that was terrible. A little bit of bubble on there. I really should get me a thing like a dispenser almost, but okay. All right, I think that's good to go. Top it off with a couple pieces of paper. And always do the shake test. Shake test, good to go. And that's that. Minus dropping all those beads or all those things. Oh man, that's terrible. That is terrible. I mean, there's a million of them. Give me a second, guys. Oh boy. I really just need to use these things. Or just chuck them. Because they've been sitting up there for so long. Like, there's really no... I don't know. I really just need to use them. I know, this is eventful. I'm sorry. All right, I can get the rest of these. I got OCD, so like
My OCD-ness is like, get them all right now. Even though you're on camera and you're live, just get them. So, you know what? That's what we're doing. Oh, man. Sorry, guys. A little wobbly. Wobble action. Oh. Let's get this one over here. Man. All right. Well, this is why it's all raw and unedited. You can see the real deal and what happens sometimes. I'm all close and personal. Hello. Up close and personal. We're almost done, folks. Oh, man. We got even in here. Jeez. Luckily, they're a little bit bigger ones. Okay. I think we're about as good as we're going to get. Two more back here. Any more? We're just going to, I don't see them. They're out of sight, out of mind, right? That's how we're going to treat it. Out of sight, out of mind. Okay. Oh, that's where the shovel went. I needed that. Let me put that up here. Oh, I just found my shovel for garden. We were using the fork today. All right, let me close this properly. If this was closed properly, like that, that would not have happened. All right, so, all right, so we got 8 pounds on that thing. Sorry for the awesomeness happening now. All right, let me get that plugged in. So those boxes are 14 by 10 by 10. So I just plug in 14, 10, 10 if it's not already there, which in this case it wasn't. It's 8 pounds. This one's going to West Wyoming, of course. They paid $16.55 is what they paid. My regular ground advantage is $15.95. But why would I do that, Joe? When I see here you got economy, FedEx, I'm going to FedEx anyway, is $11.30. So there you go. I saved myself over $4 switching it over to FedEx. So there's that. All right. So there's that. Those two are done. Next thing up is this Olympus. I bought this when I was in Myrtle Beach. Yeah. When I was in Myrtle Beach, bought this Olympus. Put this up last week, I want to say. And here it is, already sold. So let's put this over here. So this is where, let me go grab a box. I may use one of these small ones, but let me go grab a box. My mother-in-law gave me a ton of boxes that I've got sitting over here, so I'm trying to use them little by little, but they're so big that I don't think I'm going to be able to use any of these. Nope, these are all way too big. So with that being said, it goes to those little boxes that I just mentioned. These 8 by 8 by 8 is what I'm going to end up using. The one I showed you guys earlier is what I'm going to use. It's perfect for this. Perfect for this. So Olympus camera, let me show you what I got. Sold for $40. I think I bought it for $5. Olympus camera, got a case. This is the camera itself, digital camera. So just nothing crazy. Has the memory card and uses batteries. So nothing crazy. Olympus camera, very, very nice condition. Tested, works. So got it, the case for it and everything. So there's that. And we're going to use this little nifty little box. And I think we're just going to use a little bit of paper because it already has a case on it. So just keep it from rattling around in there. And there's that. So too easy. Sorry if the and my mic's right there, so you're probably picking up on everything. 2 pounds. 2 pounds going to Virginia. 2 pounds. $6.34. They paid $8.65, and that is the cheapest option. So I always check to see what the options are, what the cheapest options are, because again, FedEx a lot of times ends up, especially with bigger, heavier things, FedEx ends up being the way to go a lot of times. Next thing that sold was Man vs. Wild. Man vs. Wild sold for, oh, did I say $40 for the Olympus? Man vs. Wild sold for $17. Right? Where's the thing for it? Oh, it doesn't show me because I'm on the wrong screen. I went ahead of myself. So yeah, if I remember correctly, this sold for $17, free shipping on this one. Yeah, I'm on the next screen. Usually I show you guys this. Usually I'm on the screen before this and tell you guys what stuff sold for. But if you ever sell video games, always put something in there. Like I'm putting this foam stuff. Always put something inside of there. It's a good rule of practice. It keeps the discs from flopping around. So there's that. These will be 4 ounces. Pretty much don't need to weigh that. I already know what those weigh without a booklet at 4 ounces. So 4 ounces, $4.08 to ship that out. Again, that was like $17.99 free shipping on that. Yeah, actually the price is right there. $17.99 free shipping. Next thing up is Gundam. Gundam on PS3 sold for also I think $17 plus shipping. $18 plus shipping on this one. Gundam, it is complete. That's always a good one to pick up. Gundam on PS3. So again, piece of foam, throw it in there. Use my padded envelopes, which I need to buy more. I still have to do my purchase. Did I mention that earlier? I still need to do my purchase for my well, they're never free because I always spend more than $25. Pretty sure that's over 4.9. Sometimes I just keep it at 4, guys. Don't go with my bad habits. But I'm gonna round that down to 4. Unless it actually says 5, I keep it at 4. Again, don't take my bad practices. That's a bad practice. Don't take it. But if it's like 4.8, 4.7, 4.5, I always keep it at 4. And I have yet to actually be charged extra. Now, if it's over 5, I round it up to 8 because 8's the next threshold before it changes again. 8 ounces, that is. Next thing that sold was Cars on PS4. Cars PS4. So this is the next thing that sold. So when it comes to disc only, this one sold for $10 free shipping. I mean, I have tons of discs or tons of just janky, nasty, or just broken cases that I get through collections. Like this one, half of the plastic is off of it. So I'm going to, well, I was going to try to rip that off, but I guess I'm going to have to take the thing to it. So there's that. So same thing. I got probably 50 cases or just broken, somewhat broken, whatever the case is. If you don't use the plastic, use a little bit of bubble to put in your disc. But all these cases I end up picking up through collections, and if they're messed up, in fact, I think I can reuse this bubble. I can't reuse this one. All right, so I'm reusing this. This one, perfect. We're using that. So there's that. But yeah, I've got like a ton. And I come across them all the time because you buy video game bundles and then you get, you're going to come across cases that are just jank. They're just broke, yuck, whatever the case is. So those are the ones I use to ship out disc-only games in because I don't expect them, like when I take pictures, it's just the disc. I don't put in that it's coming with the case. You know, so they're not expecting to have a case, and then it's not a nice case. I've never had negative feedback like, oh, they sent me a shitty case or something like that. Like, it's just the game. I'm sending the case just as a protection. So the game is good when you get it. So anyway, Spider-Man, and like I said, I've never had problems. So I keep doing what I'm doing. Spider-Man on PS2 sold for $18 free, actually $20 free shipping, $20 free shipping. Spider-Man PS2. Use a little bit of this bubble. Doesn't need a lot, just a little bit to keep that disc from bouncing around in there. So pretty nice condition on that one. All right, what's that weighing? Weighing in at five on the dot. So I'm gonna round that up to 8. So that's 5 on the dot. 4.9, 4.8. I keep it. That one's gonna stay at 8. Next one is Tekken. Tekken for PS3. I'm running low on games here. Tekken on PS3 sold for $18 free shipping on that one. $18 free shipping on that one. Got to reload here soon on some more video games. Actually, I have a ton. I just got to get them up. If y'all know already, I got a ton. I just got to get them up. So, I actually did a 4.8, so I'm gonna keep that at 4. I actually did a deal today. I went out and got a Sega Saturn with like 9 games. 6 of them are sports games. One of them's a racing game, and then the other one is like a triple pack fighter, whatever it is, the fighter, virtual fighter. I forget. It's a triple pack. I forget what other 2 games are with it. But anyway, so maybe 8 games total. But 2 controllers. Picked it up for $140. The guy showed me it working, took a video, showed it works and everything. So if you don't know, well, I normally sell a Saturn by itself with 1 controller, the hookups, for $180 for just the system. The fact that I've got some games, even though they're filler games, I've got some sports games that I can throw in with it. And I got a second controller. I'm pretty sure I can get about $220 to $240 out of the bundle. It's also got an HDMI upgrade for it, where the RCA's convert to the HDMI. So that's a little extra. So pretty sure I can get $240 out of the system bundle. And then there's like 3 or 4 of the games that are $15 to $25. So there's about another $80, give or take, for the other 4-ish games, 3 to 4 games. So now you're talking $220 to $240, we'll just say, plus another $60 to $80. Or, and I'm trying to go a little low end too, just to kind of give myself a buffer, but we'll say 60 to 80. So you're talking on the low end, like 300, on the high end, maybe 340, give or take, for 140. So pretty good deal. Saturns always sell well. Normally when I put a Saturn up, it usually sells within a week or 2. Saturns always sell pretty quick for me. So, anyway, and then the last thing that sold was a PS2 bundle with a red, I got to pack this thing quick. PS2 bundle, fat, with a red memory card. Let me open this up real quick. Hitman, True Crime, Tekken Tag. Got a good list of games, but this sold for $220 plus shipping. So $220 plus shipping. PS2 Ace Combat. I don't think that one's it. That one's not it. PS2. I think it's over on the other side. I got like 3 of them sitting over there. So 1 second. PS2. PS2 fat with clank. I think is that it? No. PS3, PS1. Where's this PS2 at? Is it over here? PS2 with True Crime right here. There we go. All right. So PS2 Fat with True Crime. It does have a third-party controller from XYAB. Just throwing a little plug out there for XYAB. If you guys are video game resellers, I got turned on to them through Chase After the Right Price, and at this point, I think they're very good. Their controllers are nice. Everything I've gotten through them is pretty damn good. So I highly recommend XYAB for anything you need video game related, like accessories, even like on PlayStations, the grips on the bottom and the little screw covers and stuff. They even sell those. The back covers for the expansion packs, they sell those. Like, they sell a lot of stuff that you wouldn't even expect that they sell. So highly recommend them. Dirt cheap. It's easy to set up, like, to get a wholesale account through them. And like the controllers the controllers are cheap. I mean, they're good controllers, but they're affordable. It's works out really well. So I've got about 5 minutes before I got to get these labels printed. So let's hopefully we can make this happen, Captain. Let's get a good roll, a good amount of bubble to put on the bottom. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably get another 2, 6, 7, 8. All right. About 8 loops. Give myself, again, a good bed for my system. And then from there, I just keep it from moving around by putting paper all around it, keeping the corners from getting jammed and broke and things like that. With some paper. Okay, give myself a little. All right, little cushion on top. And then for the games. Now, for games where I send off in a box like this, I don't normally, because they're filler games, I don't normally put and it's just me. I mean, maybe it's being lazy, but I normally never put the bubble inside of the games when it comes to this. So I think the memory card, if I remember correctly, the memory card was in there already. And then let's wrap this controller, and we're golden. So, did I show off that place? I sure did not show off that PlayStation, did I? PS2 Fat. I didn't show off. Oh, I did show off the games. But anyway, so. All right. And then because there's a good amount of room in there, I end up going with the Food Line bags because they use up more space than the thinner stuff. So. Let's use one of these. Okay, pretty much good to go. We are packed, sealed, and delivered. We'll get to comments here in a minute. Once I spit out these labels. All right, so there's that. Let me put this on. Where are we at? 9 pounds. 9 pounds. All right. 9 pounds, 14, 10, 10. Oh, 14, 10, 10.
So they paid $14.35. It's going to New Hampshire. My label through ground, USPS ground, or post office ground advantage is $12.04, but through FedEx it's $9.26, which is the cheapest. So we're going FedEx on that too. So, you know, they paid $14.35. I'm paying $9.26. So there's that. Let's go ahead and purchase, spit these out before 3 a.m. So I'm good. And then we'll get the comments, print labels, print. All right. I don't know if you have a Dymo, but this does happen occasionally where it doesn't want to print right away. So we'll move into, the labels are generated, so I'm not too worried about it. So we'll go ahead and jump into comments. Comments, let's go ahead and jump in. What's on my shelf says, one thing to consider about unused gift cards and point programs is that the value of the dollar diminishes over time. What used to be $5 footlong is no longer. The price of the sandwiches go up, so the exchange rate for the dollar goes down. Your $5 gift card now only gets you part of the way toward a footlong. I mean, you're not wrong, I guess, but I'm good. I got tons of points. I think I'm in good shape. In fact, I'm about to hit 4,000 points. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't think Jersey Mike's goes up much. Although $5 footlongs was the heat, man, back in the day. Also says, also regarding your talk time and not using it to play games. Regarding your talk about time and not about and not using it to play games, which you enjoy. The games are related, which you hold a place in your library. So it's solstice giving activity. When it no longer is, I recommend not doing it. I've seen video games where people are distressed by their library, and whether by peer pressure or seeing examples of social media or not liking it, they divest. I think those shallow-minded will divest prematurely, not understand what is influencing them to do so. They still enjoy curating their library, so why not continue? There it goes. If they do so without ruining their physical and financial health, I am pro game library building if it brings someone solace. I can understand where you're coming from on that. Absolutely. All right, next one is Gen X Flipper says, great video, Joe. Keep up the great work, and I'll be seeing you in North Carolina as I'm making some deals down there, and I'll be going sourcing while I'm there. What part of NC you coming to? Where you coming to do a deal at? Let me guess, Raleigh area. Raleigh, probably. Let me move this up now, since I guess we don't need to move it up just a little bit. There we go. Mark says, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sourcing been harder nowadays. Sourcing, for me, it's a matter of I'm not going out as much. So I can't blame the sourcing so much than more so just me not going out hustling as hard as I used to. At least I got to look at me first. So I can't say sourcing until I'm out there hustling like I used to, and I did last year and years in the past. I can't say it's any worse now than it ever has been, because I'm still finding stuff, still finding marketplace deals. I will say marketplace deals I feel like haven't been coming across as good deals as I have in the past, but they're still out there, or they get picked before they get snatched before I get them, or they're too far and I don't feel like going anymore. I used to not care, but again, it goes back to I'm just not grinding like I was, man. Like I was driving 40 minutes out sometimes to go do deals like every day, 15, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, to do deals. And now it's like, nah, it's still too far. I don't want to go. Because why? Because I don't have to get that. I'm good on the money side of things. You know what I mean? Like my other business is doing well. So it's like, nah, I don't feel like going out all the way 40 minutes there and 40 minutes back, and hour and a half round trip to get something I'm going to flip for $100, $150. Like I'm good. You know, like where before I'd have been like all over that. Like, man, I'm gone, man. I can make $100, $150 off that thing. Let's go. Burn 20 bucks, not even 15 bucks in gas, give or take, round trip. I'm there. Sign me up. And now it's like, man, that just goes back to when the money's coming in, you know, through a different avenue, you're just not as motivated to hustle and grind like that on this side. At least for me. Maybe that makes sense to some of y'all. Maybe others are like, you lazy ass. And I don't know. That's just how it is. Let's see. Next one up is Buggy Gyro 20. Hope you keep going. Keep up the great work. Buggy, I ain't going nowhere. I'm just not hustling as hard as I should or could be. But I'm not going nowhere. I'm still gonna crack like 60K this year on eBay. Obviously, that's not take home, but I'm gonna still crack like 60K. That's my goal, which is obviously almost half of what I did last year. But I'm doing way better in my other business, so it's like technically I'm going to make more overall this year than I did last year because my memorabilia business is going so well. Now, will it continue going so well? I don't know. Now then if it doesn't, then I definitely got to hustle more on this side of the house. So anyway, next one up, last comment up is Chance Dizzle. Chance Dizzle, thank you for the awesome walkthrough of the for the method to the madness and the in that great sense. I took a while to watch this video as I wanted to be free and have more time to enjoy it, and indeed it was enjoyable and informational as well. Well, Chance Dizzle, I appreciate it. Look, I'm just your average Joe doing average things, man. I'm not you know, if I can do it, you can do it. I feel like because I don't do anything extraordinarily awesome. I'm not like 100% into what I do in this, like, you know, so I kind you know, like, can I be? Absolutely. But it's just one of those things where, oh no, did I mess up my order here? Oh no. Oh no. Did I mess up my order? No. Perfect. All right. There's the order. All right. But yeah, I'm just your average Joe, man. I'm just your average Joe, just doing average things. That's I'm gonna stick to that. John. First one up is John. Oh, all right. So, John. Next one up is River. Is it River? No, yeah, River. River White. There it is. River White. All right, next one is Justin. Justin, Spider-Man. Got it. Next one is Cars for Ryan. So I keep everything in order as I pack it, so that way it's in the reverse order when I put my labels on. Gundam. Going to Bryant. All right, and then next one up is E.T. There you go. Good movie. E.T. All right. Next one up is the Olympus camera going to Rachel. All right, Rachel. You're good. Next one up is Daniel, GameCube. Excuse me. Daniel, GameCube. And then the last one is the Xbox, which is going to Zach Wilson. Zach, always cover up your previous labels. Always cover up your previous labels, because believe it or not, they will come back to you if you don't. So cover up your previous labels. That's always a good thing to do. So anyway, this stuff I will take with me tomorrow when I go get lunch.
is these boxes here, which is the bigger stuff, and then the smaller stack is going post office. And that's all I got for you guys. An hour, not bad for a Monday video, especially considering I packed with you guys and I dropped all my peanuts. And so anyway, appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hopefully this one had a couple nuggets in here with the packing portion and the materials that I use that can help you guys out, those that are new at least. But that's all I got for y'all. Enjoy the rest of your night, or you'll see this tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of your day. I probably won't do a video on Tuesday because everything that's sold today that's going to go out tomorrow is already packed up and ready. So there's that. And then everything from over the weekend. So probably won't be on tomorrow, but I will certainly be back on Wednesday. So enjoy the rest of your day. Appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you subscribe. We did hit 801. We are on our way to 900 now. So hopefully we don't go backwards, but appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. That's the best way you can support the channel. And if you have any questions, comments, make sure you drop them. I super appreciate all y'all's comments and questions, and insight and perspective and things that are happening with you. I enjoy all of it. So that's, yeah, let me hear, drop those comments and let's discuss. So, but that's it for me. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Day. There you go. Day. Bye, guys.